Back at it. Excited to be back out on the field. I thought that just a quick recap of practice. As I shared with the team out there, I thought the retention level from the time we got off the field in spring to when we stepped back on the field today at 6 o'clock, you definitely could tell these young men have been working. They worked really hard through meetings, through player-led workout. The retention level was very impressive for day one. I thought the energy level was great. You know, everybody's excited to be back out there, and you definitely could tell it. But the most important thing that I saw was a lot of communication, which tells you there's been a lot of film study, a lot of hard work that's been put in this summer during our third and fourth quarter phase. I thought our guys looked like they ran better. Now I know that you know, we'll go and watch the film here in a little bit and see how that works and how that looks. But overall, just talking to both coordinators coming in, the retention level and the way our guys moved was definitely a step in the right direction. Long way to go, as we know that, but it's great to get back out there with these guys and have a first day. Season's got to start tomorrow. Tomorrow's got to be another great first day. And that's our mentality. It's going to have to be a first day. We got you know, day one 122 more times, and that's what we're looking for. That type of excitement, that type of energy level, and everybody loves Christmas morning. And so we got to treat every day like it's Christmas morning. And that's what we're going to do. I'm excited to get in there and watch the film and see what our guys, some of the mistakes that were made, and how we can correct some things, and then move into tomorrow morning's practice. So it'll be a quick turn for these guys, and we'll get back on the field tomorrow. With that, I'll open up for questions.
Was there anybody that thinks, you know, this is the first practice? Was there anybody that just thought, wow, that guy's really come a long way since this spring?
Yeah, you know, it was really hard to tell. I was just kind of, you know, watching all of them, kind of an overview of all the guys. Just, you know, definitely when you have just helmets on, you know, the defensive line looks really well with you know, when the O-line didn't have shoulder pads on. I thought the acceleration of Randy Ramsey, Gabe Richardson coming off the edge looked good. I also thought that was some good things. I thought Brian Wallace did some good things at right tackle. But again, that's hard to tell. We got a lot of guys that got reps. I think all our young guys got plenty of reps today too. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks after the film.
Raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you for questions. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I wonder what you thought of Rakeem Boyd today, and then what's the status update on Dorian Gerald?
Yeah. I thought Rakeem, you know, I was expecting him to be gassed as the pace of practice went. With him just getting here over the last few days, or week, or whatever he's been here, I thought he did well. I was impressed to see that he was able to maintain the tempo at what we were running at, which tells me he's been doing some work. So we'll see. He's learning the offense. Coach Traylor, I think Coach Traylor got a good workout too, as he was running with Rakeem and trying to coach him up every play. But that's just, you learn on the run right there, and that's what we're doing. Dorian's here, finishing up some paperwork. Hope to get him out on the field at some point in the near future.
I guess more about Harold, the transfer from Kansas.
Yeah, Chase is another one that had just gotten here over the last few days. You know, provides some depth for us in the wide receiver position. Again, learning on the run. Coach Stepp, much like Coach Traylor, is trying to coach on the fly out there with these guys and get them coached up as they go. They only had essentially had a meeting underneath their belt, but you know, provide some size, some physicalness out on the edge that we got to have, and some depth. So I'm excited to have Chase join us.
Could you discuss how Ty and Cole ran the one and the two offense, and you had a former Razorback quarterback out there? Tell us what's going on with Ryan.
Yeah. Well, you know, obviously Mallet was it's out there. Kind of always great to have former Razorbacks come out and be around, and you know, great mentors for our guys. You know, not just Ryan, but several other great Razorbacks that come in and out of practice, and we always welcome them back. I've always felt that way. So it's great to have him out and around our guys. I know he's trying to get into a camp, and so great to have him back out and around. You know, talking about Ty and Cole, I thought that I thought they did well. I thought there was some good things that went on with both of them. They all pretty much got about the same amount of reps. We rotated who got the first reps, and in the next rack, whoever got the first rack or first rep of that rack, the next set or next period, they flip-flopped. And so, just trying to push these guys and challenge them. And I thought there were some good things there. I think Dalton did some really good things. Both Connor and John Stevens did some good things out there. I know they all got plenty of reps.
Coach, a lot of guys look like you, flat bellies. What's the conditioning like for this team and how they hold up? And I think this was a pretty hot day from what they've had.
Yeah, I wish it could have been a little bit hotter. I really do. The hotter the better. And so maybe we'll get a little bit more heat on us over the next few days. We need that. I thought our conditioning was impressive, and that's a credit to Coach True and his staff. The work that they've put in and the buy-in of our players. I thought that was great. We saw some coaches sweating pretty good out there. I thought that was good. They hadn't worked quite as hard as the players. You could tell they kind of took their break and definitely not. Some of them worked out, but some of them didn't. But they're getting there. No, you know what? It was really impressive to watch the pace we were able to go at. The organization of practice. I was very impressed with that. Again, these guys, the last time they came off the field was the first part of April. But you could tell that the work they put in structuring a practice, player-led practice like they have this summer, these guys were on tune. They were on point. And they were bouncing around. They were going field to field, drill to drill. And that was impressive. And, especially when you look at the time and effort that it takes to plan a practice. And these guys were again, part of the retention of learning the plays and learning how to practice. So we'll see as we pick up into day 2 tomorrow, or day 1 tomorrow.
Yeah, Chad, I saw some video last night on the weigh-in. Looked like you guys were having a good time. I coached with that. He's actually 255 and lost 20 pounds. I saw Steve Powell, like he took his shirt.
Yeah, you know what? He's been working out a little bit this summer. And so it's great to see. Coach Caldwell coming in with our D-line. It's all about creating energy, having fun with what we're doing, and we all know that there's a lot of work that's involved to get to this point. There's also a lot of work as you go through the course of the season, and at some point you got to step back and have some fun with it, and have some fun with our guys. And I've always done that. Our big weigh-in's always been a fun event. It pretty much shows the entire team, when you're standing on a scale right up here in front of all your teammates. You can tell who's been working and who's been working harder than others. And so, we had a couple of guys that immediately after the weigh-in came straight to our nutritionist, was going, "Hey, can I have a little help? I need to gain some weight, or I need to lose some weight." And so, that's called accountability. So I was pleased. I thought it was a lot of fun with it last night. A lot of energy. Music was going good. Had a DJ, had an announcer. So it's part of what we do.
Oh, I had one for you. Can you give us an update on? I think Jalen Merritt was on the bike, Kristen Guidry, Billy Farrell, and then looked like Coylin was out there running. So what did you think of him?
Yeah, Coylin. Let's start with Coylin first. He's got to just gain confidence in that knee. It was great to see him out there. You could tell he's been off of it, or I say off of it. He hasn't been out in a true practice trying to go gain speed with it. So there was times he would favor just a little bit, but it was great to see him out there. And he feels it, and he sees it. The other guys that were on the bike, we've got to get, I know Briston, we'll have him out pretty soon, hopefully. Coming off his knee injury, but he should be back out hopefully next week. We're anticipating. Jalen Merrick is another one that we hope to get back out there pretty soon as well.
Coach, the linebacker group after Dre and Scooter, where do you feel you are with the depth and who was running maybe with the second team?
Chief had a bunch of them rotating in. I know that as we look at our first group, right? Let's start with that first group with with Dre and Scooter. They provide the experience. We all know that. It was great to see Scooter. He looks like he's moved much better than he did in the spring, so I was glad to see that. D. Walker and D. Edwards, those are two guys that I mentioned before that really, the chief is really challenging these guys. They really have to step up and cross-train, and I think you saw a little bit of that today. Giovanni LaFrance was another one that got out there, got some reps in. But he was rotating a lot of guys out there, so it's really, for day one, it's really hard to tell. But I know who was running with the ones, but all our guys got a lot of reps.